Thanks for watching Matthews Daniel East and Central Pacific Weather Briefing. I'm meteorologist Gonzalo Agudelo. Pretty quiet over here in the tropics in the East Pacific right now. We did have Hurricane Lester and Hurricane Newton finally dissipated into tropical depression remnant lows. Lester, as you can see over in this region, in the Central Pacific, had been turning kind of clockwise along a very large high pressure system in the East Pacific. It has since elongated and is now moving into very cold waters, and that was part of the reason why it had weakened and dissipated into a remnant low. It's no longer an active system. We also had Hurricane Newton, which rapidly intensified in the far extreme eastern Pacific and made landfall over Baja California and tracked over Mexico and into the United States along a trough of low pressure. It's also elongated, and once these cyclones go over land masses, it's cut off from its warm water source and energy source. So those systems are finally out of our ways. There's no current active system in the East Pacific. You take a look near the equator, though, you can see the intertropical convergence zone, this large um, extended area of cloudiness and thunderstorms that has to do with winds in the northern and southern hemisphere coming to converge, and that creates a lot of rising air. This often is the region or area where you'll get a lot of tropical cyclones to form. It's kind of like the birthplace of it. And so we actually have a tropical wave right just about maybe 700 miles south of Manzanillo, Mexico, and this region currently in the next day or two is not suspect for any significant tropical development, but maybe towards the end of this weekend, early next week, the system's going to intensify a little bit. It's probably going to get its act together and develop a little bit stronger as it continues tracking to the west and west-northwest. And we may actually see a tropical depression form by the end of this weekend or early next week. So that's one we're going to have to really watch out for. But otherwise, like I said, Eastern Central Pacific are relatively quiet now that Lester and Newton have finally dissipated. We'll continue to watch this tropical wave in the far Eastern Pacific, though. That's it for now. If you have any questions or would like to see another area included in our global weather briefing, please email us at weather@mattdan.com. Thanks, and stay tuned tomorrow for our next podcast update.